Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life coach, and health coach. And I am here with Angela. This is not her first time. It's her third time, right?
Right.
Third time sitting in these chairs. And we were just kind of recapping. It was 2 years ago in February that she and her mom came here and we talked about her starting my program. And Angela, what's unique about her is she's type 1 diabetic. She grew up just down the highway from me, so I've known her my whole life, but you've been type 1 now 50
years.
50 years, yeah. And so tell me how old you are. I know you're behind me, not much though.
Almost 62.
Okay, all right. So
Not far behind you.
since she was an adolescent, really a teenager, and so when she came to join my program, I even had some thoughts about it because I thought, all right, she's type 1. How's she gonna fast? How's she gonna? And she just told me just a minute ago that she has not had anything to eat since yesterday at 1 o'clock, and it's 3 o'clock here now. So that's 26-hour fast. But here's what else she said is I'm not hungry, all right? So then we talked about keto flexing and just some of that information, which is a little deeper dive than we want to go today. But so here she is 2 years later, 50 pounds, almost 50 pounds less, but feeling good. So here was the question I asked her. This is kind of a backward way to go at it. I said, what if you hadn't done this? Where would you be right now? So that's what I'm going to let you say. And that's not a positive way to do it. But I think if you're out there and you are diabetic, or maybe you're just overweight and you're struggling with, not feeling good and medications, and that you'll be able to relate to this, because that's really the goal of getting healthy, is to be freed from all those painful points. So just talk about some of your painful points.
Okay, painful points were, I feel a lot better now than I would if I hadn't started this. I don't have back pain like I had. I don't have inflammation. I feel good. I sleep good. And of course, being almost 50 pounds lighter helps a lot too. I don't have to carry that around. But I eat good food. I don't miss anything that I ate before. All the carbs I ate before.
You don't miss that.
I don't miss any of those.
You're not whining about, I wish
I could have a potato or something like that. But
right.
But I feel good, and I don't want to go back to where I was before. And I've done it for over 2 years. So this journey I've been on is one that I plan on staying on.
Yeah.
Because I want to feel good like I do now.
Yeah. So I'm sure you like the clothes you're wearing better.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
you enjoy getting up and getting dressed instead of
Yeah.
going to the closet. I know for me, going to that closet and thinking, I don't like these clothes. I know I don't like these clothes. I don't like the way they look. It's not what I'm used to wearing. And a big victory is, let's talk about your insulin pump.
Okay, I'm no longer on an insulin pump. I came off that, and I take about a third of the insulin that I took previously. And I'm still working to get that lower, but that is a big step for somebody that's a type 1 diabetic.
Of course,
that's where the pancreas doesn't work at all.
Yeah,
but it's and I don't take blood pressure medicine anymore, and I think it's a positive step. I'm glad I took the first step.
Yeah. So let's talk to people out there that are diabetic, that are worried about their blood sugar dropping low, which you had some of that at the beginning, okay?
Right.
So tell them kind of what you did. That was really why I called you to come do this interview, is because I've got people that, I'm offering this reversing diabetes program, and they're thinking, oh, well, what if my blood sugar drops low? So tell me what you did. Of course, you had been diabetic for 50 years, so you understood a lot more probably than some people, but still there are some solutions.
Well, there are, and basically everybody's system is different. But when I cut back on my carbs, wound up after 2 to 3 weeks wound up having to cut my insulin because I was taking too much and my blood sugars were dropping, and that's not good. Low blood sugar is almost as bad as high blood sugar.
Yeah. So what were they dropping to? What do you remember?
Oh yeah, I had 35s and 40s.
Okay.
I had really low blood sugars.
Right.
But I just tweaked my insulin.
Yeah. So you had enough
so
sense to know.
Well, I've
that,
had it for so long that I knew. And I didn't do drastic cuts. I did a little at a time, and then I finally got to a point where I wasn't having low blood sugar. And it is doable. You can be on this journey and with diabetes and not have any problems.
Yeah.
It's you just have to make adjustments based on your body.
Right. Yeah.
And
how listen to your body.
And listen to your body.
Yeah.
And how your body reacts to carbs, because I may react to a carb different than you do.
Well, that's what we were just saying. Sometimes when you do the heavy whipping cream in your coffee, your blood sugar may go up a little
Right.
bit, and then sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
So, you really have to be intuitive, but any improvements in getting your blood sugar down, that's what I'm going to talk about tonight in my live video, is why it is so important to keep those blood sugars below 100 and what is going on in your body when they're elevated. And I don't think people really get that. And the reason it's not just I think that, the reason I know that, and you can probably vouch for this, is they'll say, oh, well, I'll eat this piece of cake and then I'll just up my insulin. But what they don't realize is that blood sugar, that excessive blood sugar in your body is causing damage to those cells. And it's called glycation. I'm going to talk about that tonight. But it's where sugar attaches, that sugar in your blood attaches to your cell and makes it basically not functional. So when you think about that, the cells in your eyes, the cells in your liver, the cells in your kidneys, and that's why people eventually go on dialysis or have visual issues or have liver issues, is because and tingling in the legs and feet is that glycation, that sugar that's mounding up on those cells and making them basically non-functional. I've got a little demo I'm going to do. You see that little man over there, that little body. I've got some Play-Doh, and I'm just going to put it kind of around those organs, and that's what happens when you eat excessive carbs, is that your body stores it as fat, and it stores it around the organs. And just think about what all has happened in your body. 50 pounds is no longer there. It was around her kidneys, it was around her liver, it was around everything, really. I mean, that's just how our bodies work. And you think, well, why would your body do that? Well, think about it. I mean, when we eat, our body takes the food we eat, and what we can't use, you heard me, what we can't use, what we don't need, it stores it for us. Well, that's a good thing. But just like the bear hibernating in winter, but if you're not using it and then you just keep storing more every day, then eventually it becomes a problem. It's kind of like if Amazon dropped off toilet paper at my house every day. Eventually, when you walked in my house, you'd see toilet paper everywhere because we can't use that much of it. So what I teach you in my program is how to take in what you need. So Angela just told you she's been fasting now. So what's keeping you running if you've been fasting for 26 hours? I mean, you hadn't had any food.
All this extra stuff I have stored.
Most people would say, you gotta eat. Well, that's not true, is it?
That's not true. That's not true. I mean, yes, the American Diabetes Association would say, yes, you need to eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah, or 6 meals a day. I've even heard, and snacks too, Yeah. And so you're saving money on food, that's for sure. And just true. The aggravation or the pleasure, whichever you want to look at it, of having to cook and prepare meals, several times a day. You just get up, and it's such freedom.
Right, it is.
I love it.
And this is I'm glad I took the first steps 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I would encourage anybody that is on the fence that this is a journey that that you want to be on.
Yeah.
You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be deprived of any good food.
Right.
Everything we eat to fuel our body is great. So
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
encourage you to take that step.
Yeah, I love, there's so many foods I love that I used to think probably shouldn't have that. Like egg salad, I love that. Well, you can have that now. Chicken salad, you can have that. As long as you do it using good whole ingredients. I love steak, and I love the fatty steak. And I used to think, well, I can't have that. Or like bacon. I'm not a big bacon fan, but some people love the fact that you can eat good bacon, eggs. I love creamy stuff, you know. You can have that. There are just so many good things you can have. And, you know, it's just good fuel for your body. So this is what we've talked about, is it's literally fueling your body so that it performs like a well-oiled machine. And compared, let's just say you drove, say your body was your car, and you drove it in for a checkup. A couple of years ago, if you'd have gone in for a checkup, you probably would have been, what, a 4, or 5, or 6?
Yeah. Probably.
And now you're a 10. And isn't that amazing? And you're going to stay a 10 because of how you're fueling your body. And it's such a good thing to celebrate. And I'm just going to say, if you're watching and you're wondering, can I do it? Get on the phone with me. We'll talk about a little bit more of the deep dive into kind of what it takes. I mean, you are going to have to change the way you look at things. But here's what Wayne Dyer says: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And when you change the way you view food and the purpose of food, which that's what you've done. Don't you think you've done that?
It is. And it really is a mindset of how you look at food. And I think it's also important, or it was for me, to remember why I was doing this. I was doing this for me.
Yeah. What was your why, really?
My why was, I didn't want to. I go to the nursing home just about every day. My husband's there, and I see people there who, you know, are overweight. They can't get around, and these are young people.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I say young, they're my age, and
I
that's
got you.
young.
Yeah, that is young, of course.
And I don't. That's not the life I want. I want to be able to enjoy life rather than being on the sideline.
There you go. You don't want to sit on the sideline. I get it, and that's
I want
me
to
too.
be active, and that's why this is.
Yeah. And we get to choose it. We do get to choose it. And I say it's not complicated. It really is easy.
It's not a complicated meal plan, because it's really
Right.
not a diet. It's a meal plan.
Yeah.
And it's not complicated.
Yeah.
And meal prep is important.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
I like, honestly, my husband and I now, we're good with just a meat and a vegetable. Who says you have to have a bread and this and that? And my mama always, you know, it was a meat and 2 vegetables and a bread and, you know, maybe a dessert, and just like so many bowls and so many dishes. And now it's just simple, and we sit there and we eat it and we enjoy it, and we don't feel deprived, because there's something about sitting down to a healthy meal, especially after you fasted, and just enjoying it and feel like, you know, I am doing my body I'm doing a good thing for myself. I'm doing a good thing for myself. So if you have any questions, message me or call me, and we'll get on the phone together. And Angela, I really appreciate you doing this, because there's somebody out there that really needed to hear it, and they're hearing it from you. And so no excuses anymore, because you've heard it from a type 1 diabetic. And if you're type 2, if she can do it, you certainly can do it. It's just a matter of getting your mindset. Okay? Thank you.